All right, we have a new rotation to look at. So for April, I'm going to go ahead and first say that overall I do actually like this rotation. I haven't been playing as much because two of the gacha games that I play are currently having anniversaries. So I've been more focused on other games, but I have been kind of popping in here and there playing. So I do know a little bit about this. So as far as what we see here, we'll start with Force. We're just going to go to the tournament winning decks. So this particular deck is a deck that I did play a little bit. I do like it. Partially revolves around her, Arya. Unfortunately, if you don't get her by turn 5, I feel like the deck falls apart, which is why I'm not as hype about this deck, but I do like the deck a lot. There's a lot of setup that you need to do if you don't get Arya. Otherwise, you have a good chance of winning if you get her early enough. Loxus, I've personally never played it myself, but I've had a few people use it against me. Well, in the past, I should say. This current rotation, I don't think anyone's played this at all. At least not against me that I can think of. But I know in the past, this was played a lot. So this is another interesting idea if you like Forest. And I think those are the only two that really matter. There's an aggro one, apparently. This is... I don't know if this is ever a thing. I don't remember, to be honest. Let's just go to Sword. So aggro Sword, this is played a lot. I've seen quite a few people use a list similar to this. There's a few cards here that I don't think I've seen people play. I think that's because people nowadays know the better cards to use, but this idea I've seen a few times. Combo Sword, yeah, I've seen this too. This is a fairly used deck. If this guy gets his Super Skybound art, you pretty much lose, depending on the class you're playing. But against the classes I play, if I haven't set up enough, I just lose and I just have to leave. It's a fun, good deck. I don't play Sword, but I play against Sword a lot, and it's pretty good. For Runecraft, even though I like Mysteria Rune, I don't like this version of it, so I don't play this. Now, I've seen some people play this, but not very much. Like, this is one of the least played ones. Now, this evil one, I think I have seen people play quite a bit. So I do see this one probably more than anything else for Runecraft. It's an interesting deck. And this one, yeah, I see this a lot too, actually. The Spell Boost one, which Spell Boost has always been a popular mechanic for Runecraft. But yeah, I've seen quite a bit of this too. So Rune's a pretty heavily used deck. Dragon. So you have Ramp Dragon. Idea really here is to start off ramping, and if you want to try to get some early wins, get this, up boosted as much as you can. Sometimes you can use this to help you get, Storm out to get some wins. This is kind of a slow win condition, and this can also help you just, if you get it out at the right turn, you can just win with it. So it's a cool concept. I don't particularly like this deck, but I have seen people be very successful with it. There's also this Evo Dragon deck. I don't like this deck at all. Like, I've played this before in the past. I even tried it this time. I don't particularly care for it. It's whatever. Phoenix Roost, I do like. I did play this probably more than the rest of these other decks. It's the most fun for me personally. I do feel like if you don't get enough ramp, or if you don't get this card early enough, the deck does kind of fall apart a bit. But otherwise, it's a pretty good deck. And that's more or less it. Shadow, I'm seeing a lot of Last Word Shadow. This is the deck that I see the most. This is probably the best deck in the format for this particular rotation. Very consistent, very strong. I can beat it if I get like a very good start, but if I don't have a good start, my chances of winning are extremely low against it. This is a very good, consistent deck. For Blood, I think I've seen a little bit of this. A little bit of it. I think I've seen this the most. Probably because it's just easier to pilot. But this is the deck for Blood that I see more than anything else. I think it's a decent deck, but I don't know how consistent it is. Volteo, I don't think I've seen this at all, so we're just going to skip. But yeah, I would say so far Shadow's been kind of the #1 deck. For Haven, Ward Haven, this is one of the Ward Haven decks I like the most. This is a lot of fun. It's very consistent. This is probably the deck that I've had the highest win percentage with in rotation, for this rotation. There's also an Amulet Haven deck. I have a hard time with this one. I feel like you have to have specific cards at specific times for this deck to be successful. I can win with it, but it's a little bit harder than the other one. I don't play Holy Sanctuary in this format. I think it kind of sucks. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But yeah, like Ward Haven and Amulet Haven for like Jade Land. Probably the two best decks for Haven. Portal, I'll be honest, I'm not really playing much Portal this time. I always struggle with Artifact Portal, to be honest. I think this deck is kind of cool, but I just always suck at playing it. Resonance is actually my favorite deck to play for Portalcraft. This one is okay. It's not good as the one we had the last time, but it's okay. But yeah, I would say that Shadow's Last Word is probably the best deck in this particular rotation. But for the decks that I play personally, I would probably say Ward Haven is probably the best. It's the deck that gets me the highest win percentage, for sure. So, just to give you a couple of plans for the future before I end this video. In the month of May, I do plan on doing another, I guess, a discussion about how I feel about that particular rotation. But what I want to do either sometime in May or maybe even in June before the new Shadowverse comes out, I want to actually do a review on this particular game to get my overall thoughts on the game as far as its story. Do I actually like the card game? Do I like the gacha system? Do I think it's very free-to-play friendly, stuff like that? I want to have a video where I give my full thoughts and opinions on this game. So I would say look forward to that either in May or June. I don't specifically know when. It just depends on when I feel like it, really. But that is something I plan on doing before Shadowverse Worlds Beyond comes out. And being that this game is more or less done and complete, I think it's the perfect time to give actual full thoughts of this game. So look forward to that in the future. Of course, I'll do a May throwdown rotation thing. And that'll be pretty much it until Worlds Beyond comes out. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and we'll see you next time. Later.